Hello. I'm so proud to be here today and speak to this audience who is deeply familiar with the impact females made on the history, on the society, and on everyday life. Before coming here, I read about Armenia, obviously, and I was amazed about the story of Alenush Teriyan. She was born to Armenian parents some 100 years ago in Tehran, the capital of Iran. And when she chose to become a physicist at that time, she told her father, "As a child, I saw and heard people saying, 'Girls can't do math.' And it annoyed me. And I want to prove that doesn't matter if you are a boy or a girl. If a person has talent and perseverance, they can achieve anything." And she actually proved it. She became the first woman professor in physics in Iran. She co-founded Solar Observatory in Tehran University. And she introduced her students to the new field of science, astrophysics. She is rightfully called the mother of Iranian astronomy. Isn't that beautiful? And today, we see women striving, working, trying hard to achieve something which seemed to be unachievable only 1 century ago. Out of 7.8 billion inhabitants on the Earth, females represent around half. And we see actually approximately the same statistics in S&P 500 companies, where female employees represent 45%. Yet, at senior level, they make 27%. And when we go to CEOs, only 6%. And these disparities remain despite females have overtaken men in educational attainment. Now let's talk about women in tech. Women in Silicon Valley occupy only 11% of senior positions. And according to Workplace statistics, overall in tech, females represented only as a quarter. And despite fight, improvements, hard efforts, over the past 20 years, the representation of females in tech industry increased by 2%. Why is this happening? Let me bring some excellent example here. On GitHub, a code written by a female engineer was accepted around 79%, which is 4% higher than a code written by a male engineer. Only when the gender of the engineer was kept secret. However, when the gender is disclosed, codes written by women are accepted lower than codes written by female. There is some misconception, there is some bias in that. Why is this happening? Latest survey said that 75% of female teens showed their interest in STEM subjects. So women are interested. However, something is stopping them. This is a bias. This is something we need to start working on. Because lacking women in business is lacking profit and is lacking consumer experience. According to Harvard Business Review, companies with more senior females are more profitable, are more socially responsible, and bring in safer and more consumer-related experiences, among any other benefits. And during my career, I saw many women who could not believe that they can achieve prosperous and rewarding career. And I remember how it all happened for myself. My career started some 20 years ago in Ukraine, when I joined a Philip Morris factory in Kharkiv. And during my interview with the factory director, I'm telling him, I would like to take over your job in maybe 5 years. Can you imagine? Me being a 20-year-old girl and him being a man in his 60s leading a factory. Okay. So I quickly realized, though, that if I am serious about my ambition, and I was, I need to understand how the business operates. So while I was learning on the job from all the possible sources, I also enrolled to university to get my second major in economics. And that was learning number one for me. Invest into the knowledge which is relevant for today and will be relevant for tomorrow. So I was progressing through the ranks, procurement, and was planning to become a supply chain manager, a dream job, when my boss called me and said, there is an opportunity. After a trainee program, you can go to production, to manufacturing, to lead a business unit. Okay. So after 6 months, here I am, leading a team of 120 blue-collared male employees in manufacturing business unit. That was scary in the beginning. However, that was very rewarding at the end. And that was the position which paved the way to where I am today, a global head in R&D in Switzerland. Learning number 2, never be afraid of the changes. Grab the opportunity and maximize it. So since then, I've led a factory in Romania, and I've led a factory in South Korea with few hundreds of employees each. Until 1 year ago, I pivoted again, and I became a leader of a team, data intelligence team, delivering value through the data. And this is learning number 3 to me. I need to go back to school again. However, there are similarities between my job in manufacturing and between my job in data. I only have 20% of females in my data team. And this is really frustrating. We are missing so much. What is the reason? Let me bring some science here. Man's brain is 9% bigger than a female's brain. However, the number of the brain cells are exactly the same. What does it say? That the density of the brain cells in the female's brain is higher than in men's brain. Also, scientists from Stanford Medicine discovered that neural connections in men's brain go from front to back, while in female's brain, both hemispheres are linked closer. That means that a woman can use both analytical and intuitional at the same time, while men can see the problem faster and solve it quicker. So we are different indeed. We are different, but so what? This is the beauty. We can actually use those differences and to look at problems from different angles and to solve it together in a different manner. And why don't we start with data science? Because data science is a very cool field because there is abundance of data. Even today, the organizations are struggling with huge data sets. And there will be even more challenges because data sets have grown exponentially. There is scarcity of talent. We do not have enough today. And according to some studies, by 2026, the demand for data science jobs will grow roughly by 30%. Data science requires a long and differentiated skill set. It's not just about coding. It's about mathematics, statistics, computer science, sometimes engineering, general science. So this is a diversity in itself. And girls, there is very handsome salary. So let us break those misconceptions. Let us both actually, men and women, believe that we can do it. Because you are shaping the reality, both of us. And we can be in a position where gender, generation, nothing matters. Why? Is it because we are the same? No, it's because we are equal. And let me finish with the quote attributed to Ayn Rand, the author and the philosopher. The question is not who is going to let me. The question is who is going to stop me. Thank you.